There's my bike. Let's go. How's it going, gang? Today, I kind of wanted to talk to you quickly about what it's like to commute in an urban environment to work every day. There are people who are selling their cars and going full two-wheel, or maybe they're considering that as something like a fuel savings, that sort of situation. There are pluses and minuses to that type of plan. I want to kind of help you guys out and talk about things that maybe you're not considering. Stick around, take a listen to this. It may help you formulate a good plan for doing something like that, or maybe it'll dissuade you or convince you fully to do it. But either way, stick around, take a look at this, and I'll see you later. I had recorded 2 videos already using this system, and unfortunately the footage turned out to be total ass. My initial couple of videos were about my morning commute, my daily commute to work, and I kind of wanted to show everybody what it's like. Well, not necessarily people that already ride, they know what it's all about, but people that maybe are thinking of getting rid of their main methods of transportation in favor of 2 wheels, and all they want to do is commute. And what I wanted to show with my video that didn't come out, unfortunately, what I wanted to show was what it's like to commute in an urban environment and the things that you have to deal with. Let's say you sold your car and you got yourself a brand new motorcycle. Now is the time for you to commute to work. You get up at your normal time and you're ready to go. Except that it takes 10 to 15 minutes extra to get ready to commute on a motorcycle because you have to put on all your gear. So you put on your boots, you put on your jeans, only to realize that it's actually 45 degrees Fahrenheit and it's drizzling. So what does that mean for you now? Well, multiple factors, right? So now you're cold, you're wet because you only have dry gear, and it's slippery out. Kind of a learning experience, right? How to do this right for the next time, so the next time you'd be more prepared. I'm trying to spare you that headache. So what are the things you would be dealing with on the road during rush hour traffic, right? Besides, let's say weather's not a factor, right? Or you're prepared for the weather by wearing the correct clothes. So what are some of the factors? You have the road users, all the people in front of you. Then you have traffic signals and controls like lights, stop signs, speed limits, do not pass, that sort of thing. You have road conditions. How is the road? Do you have different kinds of road that you're riding through? Is it going to be pavement, dirt? When you're thinking about your users, your road users like drivers, other riders, pedestrians, bicyclists, people walking their dogs, but in general, people who are driving to work, what do you think? Do you think they're entirely 100% focused on the drive? No, of course they're not. Think about yourself when you're out there driving to work. Are you 100% focused on the road? No, you're listening to music or podcasts or radio or something like that. You're thinking about work. You're thinking about all the things that you have to do today. You bring a whole bag of stuff with you in your head. You're eating your breakfast, you're drinking your coffee, you're doing your makeup, that sort of thing. Those are the people on a motorcycle you're sharing the road with. They're not entirely 100% dedicated to making sure that they are driving safe. That's the unfortunate thing. So you constantly have to be predicting what's going to happen in front of you. You're kind of turned into this person that needs to be able to predict the movements of other traffic users. Now, you take all of that other stuff aside. Now, the fun part, right? What's the fun part? The fun part for me is figuring out routes. The best, most interesting and fun way of getting to work that doesn't include, or at least tries to avoid as best as I can, the traffic jams. You have different routes. You have at your fingertips. Google Maps, just to name one such a tool. So plan out these routes where it's kind of more fun, where it's you got a little, maybe a couple of twisties, or you just want to avoid traffic and you just want to go local, but at least it's more interesting and more fun, and you get the experience that you're looking for in commuting on your motorcycle, right? Plan those out. Get yourself a mount for your phone, and then you can have your directions, GPS, if your bike doesn't come with that. Some do. You can always get Beeline. What's Beeline, you ask? Check this out. This is Beeline. You can always get other GPS units that are available. You can even have Google do voice directions to you if you have speakers in your phone or in your helmet. The biggest concern I have anytime I do commuting in the morning is basically other vehicles. Um, I commute in an urban environment. I'm not fully like downtown big city, but I'm in a populated area. It's populated enough that I have stop and go. States that potentially have lane splitting or filtering, as it's called, what it's meant for is alleviating heavy traffic. Other traffic users, like car drivers, are aware that it's illegal to do that in those states. However, if you're doing that in a state that does not allow it, and it's illegal or it's a gray area, you're risking potentially um, getting into an altercation with some of these vehicle drivers because they're not aware that what you're doing is actually helping them. What they think you're doing is, quote unquote, cheating. Their way of thinking is, hey, we're stuck in this traffic, you should be stuck in this traffic with us. I've had a couple of situations where I was practicing lane filtering during a very hot, busy day just so that I could get out of the way. And I had a gentleman who was very upset with me um, because he thought maybe, I don't know what he thought. Maybe he thought I was somehow going to be some kind of hooligan and race him or cheat him or get him out of the way. He was yelling at me, screaming at me. It's unpleasant. I'm not that kind of person that's going to engage with that behavior because it's dangerous. You don't know what this mindset is of this person. They seem to be unstable. Just get out of that situation. Don't let them chase you. Don't attempt to race them. Just get out of the way as fast as you can. Notice here I stop to the left of the car and I'm paying attention to the mirror. I stop to the left of the car because there's a potential way for me to move out of the way if the car behind me does not see that there's a stop in this situation and there's a potential risk of accident about to happen. So as I'm watching the mirror, I can see that they're slowing down. That means they're stopping. But if somebody wasn't, I have plenty of room to move either left or right because I did not stop dead center. With all that in mind, there's really no reason why you can't commute, even in bad weather, and still have a good time doing it. If you're prepared, even in rain, I wouldn't advise doing it in snow unless you're really hardcore, because then you're adding ice, and that's a whole other ball game. But there's no reason, even in light snow, if you've got the right tires, the right gear, there's no reason why you can't have fun doing it, even in rain. So I urge you to do some research on this, some further research, and see if this is what you really want to do. If you want to get rid of your car, and what you want to really do is use your motorcycle only. Take care and do the research, because you may find out that you've bitten off more than you can chew. But hey, again, the sentiment is, if done right, you could have a lot of fun. But want to know, I want to know, what is your daily commute like? If you're watching this video and you're already doing it, you're already riding to work every day and back, I want to know what your commute is like. Is it similar to mine? Is it just kind of like a combination of roads where you are trying to avoid as much traffic as possible? What's it like for you? How are the roads? What are the people like around you? How's how are the car drivers? How are the drivers around you? Are you in a big city? Are you in a little town? Are you in the mountains? What country are you in? Let me know. Let me know what your commute is like. It's all going to be different for everybody, right? I'm very interested in knowing what kind of riding you do to work. So hopefully now that you've watched it, you have an idea of what it's like to commute. There's a lot more to think about than just hopping into a car and driving to work. It's not the same thing. It's not just hopping on a bike and going to work. Definitely critically think about this before you decide to do that. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and I'll see you out there. Ride safe.